Terran fleet strikes back. Galactic Council's ultimatum misfires. The Galactic Council had never encountered a species like humanity. For centuries, they had maintained order in the galaxy through diplomacy, trade, and, when necessary, force. Most civilizations, upon reaching the stars, were in awe of the Council's technological superiority and bowed to its authority, but humanity was different. When Earth first made contact with the Galactic Council, the response was lukewarm at best. The Council deemed humans primitive, overly emotional, and a potential threat to galactic stability. Their ultimatum was simple: humanity must dismantle its military programs and submit to the Council's oversight or face severe consequences. The message was delivered with an air of condescension, accompanied by a fleet of gleaming Council ships stationed just outside the solar system. It was meant to intimidate, a display of power that had worked countless times before, but humanity had no intention of surrendering its autonomy. The turning point. Earth's leaders responded with a single, succinct message: we will not yield. In the decades leading up to the Council's ultimatum, humanity had been preparing. While the Council saw Earth as a backwater planet, they underestimated humanity's capacity for innovation and resilience. United under the Terran coalition, the nations of Earth had pooled their resources to develop the Terran fleet, a formidable array of warships equipped with cutting-edge weaponry and advanced AI systems. When the Council's fleet entered the Sol system, they expected a swift resolution. Instead, they found themselves face to face with a fleet that was not only prepared but strategically superior in its home territory. The Battle of Proxima Prime. The first clash occurred near Proxima Prime, a human-colonized planet on the outskirts of the solar system. The Council deployed a contingent of ships to blockade the colony, confident it would capitulate within days. Instead, the Terran fleet launched a counterattack. Human ingenuity shone through in the battle, utilizing innovative tactics, such as cloaked drones and gravitational slingshots. The Terran fleet dismantled the Council's blockade with precision. Council ships, designed for overwhelming force but lacking adaptability, faltered against the unpredictable strategies of human commanders. Humanity's resilience. News of humanity's defiance spread like wildfire across the galaxy. For the first time in centuries, a species had not only resisted the Council but inflicted a decisive defeat. On countless worlds, whispers of rebellion grew louder. The Council, desperate to maintain its grip, escalated its efforts. They sent reinforcements and attempted to isolate Earth diplomatically, but humanity's defiance only solidified its resolve. The Terran fleet grew stronger, with new allies joining the cause. Disillusioned factions within the Council began defecting, inspired by humanity's determination. A new galactic era. The final showdown came in the Orion Nebula, where the Council marshaled its largest fleet in history. The Terran fleet, though outnumbered, leveraged its homegrown technologies and unorthodox strategies. The battle raged for days, but in the end, humanity emerged victorious. The Council, humiliated and weakened, was forced to negotiate. The result was unprecedented. The Terran coalition was recognized as an equal power, and the Council's authority over independent civilizations was permanently diminished. Epilogue. In the years that followed, humanity became a symbol of resilience and self-determination across the galaxy. The Terran fleet, once a tool of survival, transformed into a force for peace and exploration. The Galactic Council's ultimatum, intended to suppress a burgeoning power, had instead ignited a spark that would forever alter the course of galactic history. Humanity's message was clear: no one dictates their destiny but themselves. Rebuilding the galaxy. With the Galactic Council humbled and their authority fractured, the galaxy entered an era of unprecedented change. Where once the Council had ruled with an iron fist wrapped in a velvet glove, a new coalition of independent civilizations began to take shape, led by humanity and other species inspired by their defiance. The Terran coalition, now recognized as a major galactic power, focused on rebuilding alliances. They extended offers of mutual cooperation to species previously oppressed by the Council, providing them with resources, technology, and the knowledge to defend themselves. Many of these civilizations, long resentful of the Council's dominance, eagerly joined humanity's growing network of allies. The rise of the resistance. While many welcomed this new era, Not everyone was pleased. Hardliners within the Galactic Council sought to rebuild their strength in secret. Fractured remnants of the Council's fleets, led by disillusioned generals, banded together to form a shadowy resistance. They refused to accept the Council's diminished role and plotted to restore their former glory through subterfuge and guerrilla warfare. The Terran fleet became humanity's shield against these threats. Task forces were deployed to uncover and neutralize these rogue factions, often in deep space or on remote, lawless worlds. This new chapter in the galaxy's history was marked by covert skirmishes and daring espionage missions as humanity worked to preserve the fragile peace. Humanity's legacy grows. The Terran coalition wasn't content to merely defend itself. Earth and its colonies spearheaded new projects to uplift other species, sharing innovations in energy production, medicine, and sustainable technology. Human scientists worked alongside alien counterparts, blending knowledge from dozens of civilizations to advance the galaxy as a whole. One of the most groundbreaking achievements was the establishment of the Galactic Nexus, a massive interstellar hub where representatives from every species could gather to discuss issues, share knowledge, and resolve disputes without violence. The Nexus became a beacon of hope, symbolizing the unity humanity had fought so hard to achieve. Challenges from within. Despite its successes, the Terran coalition faced challenges at home. As Earth's influence expanded, some human factions questioned whether humanity was overextending itself. Critics argued that resources should be focused on strengthening Earth and its colonies rather than helping other species. This internal division gave rise to political movements advocating isolationism. Tensions flared between those who saw humanity as a leader of a galactic community and those who feared becoming entangled in alien conflicts. These debates became a test of humanity's commitment to its ideals and its ability to balance self-interest with its role as a galactic power. The next frontier. As the galaxy adapted to this new order, humanity began to look beyond the mysteries of the cosmos. Ancient ruins on forgotten worlds, whispers of vast, dormant technologies, and strange signals from deep space beckoned explorers and adventurers alike. The Terran fleet, once forged for war, now led missions of discovery. Expeditionary fleets charted uncharted regions of the galaxy, encountering new species and uncovering the secrets of civilizations long past. But with every discovery came new dangers. The remnants of the Council's resistance were only the beginning. Ancient threats, awakened by humanity's expansion, began to stir. Dark forces whispered from the edges of the galaxy, promising challenges greater than anything the Terran coalition had yet faced. To be continued. As the Terran coalition stood on the precipice of a new era, one thing was certain: humanity's journey had only just begun. From the ashes of defiance, they had forged a legacy of hope, resilience, and determination. But the galaxy is vast, its secrets infinite, and its dangers ever-present. The question was no longer whether humanity could survive, but whether it could thrive in a universe that was as unpredictable as it was boundless. The edge of the abyss. Far beyond the settled regions of the galaxy, in the uncharted void known as the abyssal expanse, strange phenomena began to emerge. Long-range probes sent by exploratory fleets either vanished without a trace or returned with corrupted data filled with impossible readings. Ancient ruins found on isolated planets spoke of a long-lost empire that had once thrived in the darkness, and of a calamity that had swallowed it whole. The Terran Coalition's Science Division flagged these discoveries as anomalies, but whispers among independent explorers and rogue traders grew louder. They spoke of shadowy figures, massive energy surges, and a presence that seemed to defy the laws of physics. The rumors reached the Galactic Nexus, where a coalition of concerned species proposed a joint task force to investigate the abyssal expanse. The Terran fleet, known for its adaptability and resilience, was chosen to lead the mission. Humanity's explorers prepared to face the unknown, their courage tempered by the weight of history and the promise of discovery. The Abyss Awakens. The flagship of the expedition, the TSV Dauntless, was humanity's pride, a massive vessel equipped with the latest in Terran technology, including experimental jump drives and quantum shields. It was accompanied by a fleet of smaller ships, each carrying a diverse crew of humans and alien allies. As they ventured deeper into the abyssal expanse, the fleet encountered increasingly bizarre phenomena. gravity wells that bent light into kaleidoscopic patterns, vast fields of derelict ships, frozen in battle poses from wars fought millennia ago, pulses of energy that seemed to carry whispers, intelligible yet haunting. The deeper they went, the more it became clear that something was watching them. The first encounter. At the heart of the expanse, the fleet stumbled upon a massive structure, a Dyson sphere built around a dying star. Its surface bristled with weapons and sensors, though many appeared dormant. As the Dauntless approached, the sphere's systems came to life, and a holographic message filled the ship's command deck. The message was a warning, spoken in an ancient, alien tongue that the ship's AI struggled to translate. Fragments of the warning suggested the existence of a force called the Eclipsed, an ancient, sentient entity that had consumed the creators of the Dyson sphere and now lay dormant, waiting to awaken. The message ended abruptly as the Dyson sphere's defenses activated, targeting the fleet. Battle in the void. The Terran fleet found itself in a desperate battle against automated systems far more advanced than anything they had encountered. The Dyson sphere's weaponry was devastating, but humanity's ingenuity shone once again. Using the sphere's own gravitational anomalies, the fleet managed to evade direct hits while launching precise strikes at key systems. After a grueling engagement, the Dauntless' crew discovered a way to temporarily disable the sphere's defenses. An away team, consisting of humans and alien specialists, boarded the sphere to investigate its inner workings. The truth revealed. Inside the sphere, the away team uncovered the remains of its creators, an ancient, extinct race known as the Aurelith. Records revealed their desperate attempt to imprison the Eclipsed after it had consumed entire star systems. The Dyson sphere was both a weapon and a containment field, powered by the energy of the dying star it surrounded. But the Aurelith's sacrifice was not enough. The Eclipsed was stirring, its influence already reaching beyond the sphere. The fleet's intrusion had accelerated its awakening. A race against time. The Terran fleet faced an impossible choice: retreat and risk allowing the Eclipsed to escape, or attempt to destroy the Dyson sphere, knowing it might unleash the entity prematurely. The Dauntless' captain, Admiral Elena Marquez, made the call. Humanity had faced impossible odds before and survived. The fleet would do everything in its power to neutralize the threat, even if it meant their destruction. Using the Dyson sphere's own power against it, the fleet launched a coordinated assault. Ships worked in unison, targeting key nodes and destabilizing the structure. As the sphere began to collapse, the Eclipsed made its presence known, a vast, formless shadow that stretched across the stars, radiating malice and hunger. The final sacrifice. Realizing the Eclipsed could not be contained, Admiral Marquez ordered the fleet to execute a desperate plan. The Dauntless would overload its experimental jump drive, creating a singularity to drag both the sphere and the Eclipsed into a pocket dimension, sealing them away. The fleet barely escaped as the Dauntless activated its jump drive, vanishing in a blinding flash of light. The abyssal expanse fell silent once more. A new threat looms. Though the mission was deemed a success, the cost was staggering. The loss of the Dauntless and its crew was a heavy blow, and the galaxy remained on edge. The Eclipsed had been stopped, for now, but records from the Dyson sphere hinted at other entities like it, scattered across the cosmos. Humanity returned to the Nexus with a warning: the galaxy's greatest threats did not come from within but from the void beyond. As the Terran coalition and its allies prepared for an uncertain future, they knew one thing for certain: the fight for survival was far from over. To be continued. Echoes of the Abyss. The destruction of the Dyson sphere and the sacrifice of the Dauntless sent shockwaves through the galaxy. For the first time in living memory, the species of the Galactic Nexus faced a threat that transcended politics, borders, and ambition. The Eclipsed had been stopped, but its awakening had unleashed consequences far beyond the abyssal expanse. Fragments of the entity's essence, scattered during its brief emergence, began seeping into nearby systems. Planets experienced bizarre phenomena. On Tarsus 4, crops grew at impossible speeds, but their fruit contained toxins that drove creatures mad. On the mining colony of Vextron, machinery operated without power, following unknown commands. In deep space, derelict ships once lifeless began broadcasting distress calls in languages thought lost to history. The galaxy was changing, and humanity found itself once again at the forefront of the effort to understand and contain the unknown. The Ghost Fleet. Months after the Dauntless's sacrifice, long-range scanners picked up faint signals in the abyssal expanse. Against all odds, fragments of the Terran fleet's lost flagship appeared to persist, scattered across the void. Ships searching for wreckage found only echoes, warped, shimmering constructs that flickered out of existence when approached. Speculation grew among scientists and mystics alike. Some believed the Dauntless's jump have created a rift between dimensions, leaving pieces of the ship trapped in a liminal space. Others whispered that the Eclipsed had imprinted itself on the vessel, twisting it into something new. A joint task force was formed, led by Captain Lena Trask, a former protégé of Admiral Marquez, determined to uncover the truth. She commanded the newly commissioned TSV Valiant, sister ship to the Dauntless. Her mission, to retrieve any remaining data from the Ghost Fleet and ensure the Eclipsed remained sealed. The Rift Expedition. As the Valiant and its fleet ventured into the abyssal expanse, the anomalies intensified, navigation systems failed intermittently, and crew members reported vivid dreams of shadowy figures calling out to them. One officer claimed to hear Admiral Marquez's voice echoing through the comm system, warning them to turn back. The fleet eventually located the remnants of the Dauntless's wreckage. The wreck floated in a pocket of warped space, surrounded by shifting gravitational fields. Boarding parties encountered strange phenomena. Hallways that stretched into infinity, equipment displaying data that predated humanity's first contact with the stars, fragments of logs from Admiral Marquez, fragmented but eerily coherent, warning of a shattered truth hidden within the Dyson Sphere's ruins. The most unsettling discovery was the ship's AI core, which still functioned but had been irreparably altered. It spoke in disjointed phrases, referencing both the Eclipsed and an unknown entity it called the Reclaimer. A Galaxy on Edge. The fleet's return to the galactic nexus with fragments of the Dauntless only deepened the mystery. Analysis of the wreckage revealed traces of an exotic material not native to any known star system. It emitted faint energy signatures that seemed to disrupt time and space, suggesting a connection to the pocket dimension created during the Dauntless's final jump. Meanwhile, reports of Eclipsed-like anomalies increased across the galaxy. Rogue Council factions and opportunistic warlords began exploiting the chaos, seizing vulnerable systems and spreading fear. The Terran coalition worked tirelessly to stabilize the Nexus, but tensions among member species threatened to fracture the alliance. The Reclaimer's warning. As scientists decoded the fragmented logs recovered from the Dauntless, a chilling revelation emerged. The Eclipsed was not unique. It was part of a greater network of entities, cosmic predators that devoured civilizations, growing stronger with each conquest. The logs suggested these entities were drawn to civilizations that reached a critical level of technological advancement. Like a cosmic beacon signaling their arrival, the Eclipsed had been imprisoned, but its brethren were still out there, watching, waiting. At the center of this web of destruction was the Reclaimer, a being that had once fought the entities but had been corrupted by them. It now acted as a harbinger, preparing worlds for assimilation into the entity's fold. Humanity's gamble. Faced with this existential threat, humanity proposed a bold plan. The Terran coalition would lead an expedition to the galactic core, where ancient records hinted at the existence of a weapon left behind by a long-extinct civilization. This weapon, known only as the Stellar Forge, was said to have the power to disrupt the entity's influence on a galactic scale. The expedition would be the most ambitious undertaking in history, requiring the cooperation of every major species in the Nexus, but with alliances strained and trust in short supply, the success of the mission was anything but guaranteed. To be continued. As the galaxy stood on the brink of a new war, against enemies both ancient and internal, humanity prepared to gamble everything on a single, desperate hope. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, awaiting the next chapter in a saga that had already changed the fate of countless worlds. And somewhere in the darkness, the Eclipsed stirred. Journey to the Galactic Core. The expedition to the Galactic Core, codenamed Operation Forgefire, became the most daring mission in recorded history. A coalition of ships, led by the Terran fleet's TSV Valiant, set out to locate the Stellar Forge, humanity's last hope against the cosmic predators. The fleet carried representatives from every major species in the galactic nexus, their combined knowledge and technology pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The journey was fraught with danger. The core was an unstable region of space, riddled with black holes, supermassive stars, and gravitational anomalies that could tear ships apart. Worse, signs of the eclipsed's influence began to emerge, entire planets reduced to lifeless husks and energy signatures that matched the entity's corrupted essence. The mission wasn't just a test of engineering and strategy, it was a test of unity. Humanity had taken the lead, but old rivalries among the species aboard threatened to unravel the fragile alliance. The Riftborn. As the fleet neared the galactic core, they encountered a species previously thought extinct, the Riftborn, a civilization that had survived within the folds of subspace. The Riftborn, ancient and enigmatic, had been in hiding for millennia, evading the entities by existing in a dimension parallel to normal space. At first, the Riftborn were hostile, perceiving the fleet as intruders. But after tense negotiations, they revealed their knowledge of the Stellar Forge. The Forge wasn't just a weapon, it was an artifact capable of re-engineering the fundamental laws of reality. The Riftborn warned that using it would come at a price, one that could alter the galaxy forever. Despite the warning, the Coalition pressed forward. The Riftborn reluctantly joined the mission, their unique technology offering a glimmer of hope against the overwhelming odds. The Core Citadel. At the heart of the galactic core, hidden within a swirling maelstrom of plasma and gravity wells, the fleet discovered the Stellar Forge. It was a structure of unimaginable scale, orbiting a black hole and glowing with the energy of countless stars. The forge pulsed with a rhythm that seemed almost alive, a heartbeat of the galaxy itself. But as the fleet approached, they realized they weren't alone. A massive force of corrupted ships, twisted by the eclipsed's influence, emerged from the shadows. Among them was a harrowing sight, fragments of the Dauntless, reassembled into a grotesque form and now serving as the vanguard of the enemy fleet. The Battle of the Core. The Battle of the Core was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The Coalition fleet fought with everything it had, deploying experimental weapons, Riftborn tech, and strategies born of desperation. The corrupted Dauntless led the assault, its twisted form bristling with unnatural power. On board the Valiant, Captain Lena Trask ordered a daring maneuver to breach the Forge's defenses while the rest of the fleet held the line. A team of specialists, including humans, Riftborn, and representatives of allied species, boarded the Forge to activate its systems. Inside, the team encountered the Forge's central AI, a vast, ancient intelligence that identified itself as Eidolon. It explained that the Forge had been designed to trap or destroy the entities but required an immense sacrifice to function, the complete annihilation of a star system to power its mechanisms. A choice of sacrifice. The Coalition faced a grim decision. The closest star system with enough energy to power the Forge was a populated one, home to billions of innocent lives. Activating the Forge would save the galaxy but condemn an entire civilization to destruction. Captain Trask, torn between duty and morality, called for a vote among the Coalition leaders. The decision was unanimous, the lives of the few could not outweigh the survival of the many. But as the activation process began, an unexpected solution emerged. The Riftborn offered to use their technology to stabilize the Forge temporarily, allowing it to draw energy from the black hole instead of a star system. The process would be dangerous and irreversible, likely dooming the Riftborn to extinction in the process. The Final Stand. As the Coalition worked to power the Forge, the corrupted fleet launched a final, desperate assault. The Valiant and its allies fought with everything they had, buying precious time for the activation sequence. The Forge roared to life, its energy disrupting the eclipsed's essence and driving the corrupted fleet into retreat. But as the Forge unleashed its power, a warning from Eidolon echoed through the fleet: the entities would not be destroyed but scattered. The galaxy had earned a reprieve, not salvation. The Aftermath. The Riftborn, true to their word, vanished into the folds of subspace as the Forge stabilized. Their sacrifice saved billions and ensured the galaxy's survival, but their loss was a heavy burden on the Coalition's conscience. The battle left the Coalition battered but united. The Eclipsed was gone, for now, but the specter of its return hung over every corner of the galaxy. Humanity, once underestimated, had proven itself a beacon of resilience and ingenuity, earning the respect of allies and rivals alike. A New Dawn. The galaxy emerged from the conflict forever changed. The Stellar Forge became a closely guarded secret, its power a reminder of the cost of survival. The Terran coalition, now a symbol of hope, led efforts to rebuild and prepare for the challenges to come. But the stars held their secrets tightly, and humanity knew that the fight was far from over. Somewhere in the darkness, other entities stirred, their hunger undiminished. And humanity, forged in the fires of defiance, stood ready to face them. To be continued.